Hi everyone, my name is Diana, and today I'm going to talk to you about environmental impacts from mining and whether or not regulations implemented to minimize these impacts are successful. Federal regulations aimed directly at the mining industry have yet to be put into place, but broad-based statutes such as the Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, National Environmental Policy Act, and numerous others apply to mining activities. Also, the federal government has been addressing the cleanup of historic mine wastes through its Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act, also known as the Superfund Act. More recently, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has used CERCLA to address active mining operations. Each of the regulations previously mentioned have proved to be impactful in the USA and other developed countries. But the main problem is that mining companies tend to ignore these regulations when they are conducting mining practices in developing countries such as South Africa, India, Philippines, Peru, and other Latin American countries. Most of these mining practices are managed under Canadian, British, Australian, and American mining companies. In underdeveloped countries, the governments do not pay attention to whether or not a company is negatively impacting the health of its citizens or the environment. The governments care if foreign investors and developers, such as mining companies, invest in their country. Just because developed countries have mining operations under control and regulated does not mean other undeveloped countries are experiencing the same positive feedback. In developing countries, mining companies routinely invaded and stripped the traditional lands of indigenous peoples and poor farmers while expropriating water used for irrigation and drinking. The end result is contaminated soil and water with no one to hold accountable. After doing extensive research, I was aiming to discuss methods on how the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom can improve regulations for mining practices within their jurisdiction. Now, I want to discuss how major mining companies from rich and developed countries should be held to the same standards of environmental protection implemented in their own country when conducting mining practices in an undeveloped country. For example, if a Canadian mining company wanted to mine in South Africa, then the mining company has to comply with every Canadian regulation that applies to mining operations. Failure to comply with stated regulations will result in fines and damages. It is possible that governments from poor nations will purposely hide the fact that such mining companies did not comply with environmental regulations from their country in order to continue business operations and earn some sort of profit. Which is why it is important to send a government official to the foreign country to ensure everything is in proper order and all regulations are being complied with.